It's CK here. I just came back from a seminar and it reminded me of the person I was when I first started college. In college, I couldn't speak a word in public. I would get so terrified, so tongue-tied, my brain couldn't connect brain to mouth, this distance. So I couldn't say anything. What I had to do, I had to print literally word per word into a script so I can read it in front of the whole audience. That's how I survived college in different classes whenever I had to do public presentations. So as such, I wanted to really stretch my comfort zone. I joined Toastmasters and really stretched myself. I finished a certification and I started doing local competitions and I started winning. And yes, the intention in the beginning was to stretch my ability to speak in public. But what I realized at some point, really the goal here is for me to free myself from fears that I have and really understand that the fear that I have that's presented in my head is far worse than reality itself. So I started doing different kinds of social experiments. I would do the Tim Ferriss experiment, laying in Starbucks on the floor for 15 seconds, doing nothing, and then get up, right? So a lot of you probably have heard that before. And I want to share one of the most outrageous experiments that I have done, and I actually want to challenge you to do the same. So here's the assignment. The assignment is that I am to dress up in my best dress and a suit and tie, and then make a reservation for 2 at a really fancy restaurant, and bring my phantom girlfriend, well, invisible girlfriend that doesn't exist, and proceed to have a conversation during this whole meal with my invisible girlfriend. And at the end of the dinner, I was to get down on my knees and make a public declaration to the entire restaurant that, go on with my proposal and then announce to them that, hey, she said yes. And all of this without giving them a disclosure, a disclaimer beforehand or afterhand, essentially just be everything normal here. So that was the challenge. And when I first heard it, my immediate reaction is, there's no way I'm doing this. I don't want to be this crazy person who talks to himself and even more so, declare to the entire restaurant so everyone can then just look at me and make a scene, essentially, and being judged as someone who is mentally unstable. So in any case, I was able to overcome this mental resistance because here's the point. The point is to free myself from the external judgment of others, right? And really understand that, hey, what's the worst that could happen? So I did it, and at a fancy restaurant, breakfast, super early, actually no, not that early, 9 a.m. And I did, had proceeded to have a funny conversation with my invisible girlfriend, and then I get down on my knees, very proudly propose to my invisible girlfriend, and then exclaim, she said yes, and so on and so forth. So what I learned from doing this experience is this. I didn't burst into flames, and most people actually have a lot of compassion towards me, right? As someone who actually, when I was into it, they were celebrating with me, right? So it wasn't any kind of pity or compassion or anything. It was just sheer celebration, everyone. And then afterwards, as I was leaving, yeah, there was a little bit of judgment towards the end, which is totally okay. So, my friends, again, the point of this is not to just make a scene in public. The point of this is being with the uncomfortable, being with the discomfort, and really stretch your comfort zone of being judged, of just of being uncomfortable, whatever that may mean for you. And that way, you stretch your capability, you stretch your comfort zone in the actual discomfort when it comes, especially as an entrepreneur, because you never know when the fires, metaphorical or physical fires, would actually happen to you. So I challenge you to do an outrageous social experiment. If you have done something like this, let me know how have you stretched your own comfort zone. All right? I hope this is a fun one. You let me know, okay? Talk to you later, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.